Hey, Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, of course, we're going to go over the green on the charts. Guys, I have been trying to make these episodes a little bit more efficient lately as I've been, moving my house location and, trying to look for career opportunities in the area. And also, of course, the charts have been pretty simple, guys. I mean, it's not been rocket science lately. Basically, if you've been buying in the last 3 months, you're probably up unless you happen to be buying at the top of this channel that I've been pointing out. And the channel so far has been playing out to a T. Let's take a look at it. We can see that I have stretched it out since the last couple episodes. And of course, we've sometimes been tagging the mid channel, coming back to support, going back up to the top, trying to break out at the top of that channel, coming back to the mid channel, trying to hold there, falling back down to the bottom, testing the top. Basically, you can see this is a very clean channel, and we're just testing the mid channel and the bottom of the channel as we potentially can break up, moving above 24,000 to perhaps that 25,000 zone. Now, guys, I did mention a couple days ago when we were back here on these wicks that there was a good likelihood that since we did get buy pressure, and if the 4-hour bulls could hold control of this formation, that we were likely to push up to 24,000, perhaps even 25,000. And again, this is just the easiest way to visualize that. If you're probably, like many people, you're just watching YouTube video after YouTube video, just kind of racking your brain, just really confusing yourself as to what's going on. Please just imagine that we are just in, this little area, right, of this channel, okay? And we've been here before, and it's always been a good bet. I think I said this on the last episode, not financial advice, but as long as we've been in this little channel, it's always been a good bet to just buy in off of these lows, and then to consider to take profit in this middle area, right? Or if you were a little bit more risk on, then of course you could hold out for the top of the channel. Now, where would you want your stop losses? Of course, down here somewhere below the bottom of the channel, where you can see if we did drop out of it, that would be something new, and that would be a break of this trend, and so that would be somewhere around 22,500-ish, okay? And that would just put the fear of God into this market. But guys, so far we are just holding this channel, and so there really hasn't been any reason to give an update. Again, I'm trying to be as efficient as possible. If we do take a look at our support and resistance, essentially what we did is, previously this area right here was resistance. We flipped it into support. We came back down. This was actually a little bit of a zone that was holding up this area also. We bounced off of that area, proving that we were one level higher. And now, of course, the next kind of resistance area that we have is that $25,000 area. So again, we're looking towards that area to see if we can eventually flip that $25,000 area. And if we're not able to, then most likely we're just going to, lose the level that we're on, right? Because what would happen is, we would get rejected, a little lower high, and probably make a lower low, and then just work our way down to whatever is necessary until the market feels stabilized. Now, we did get a little bit of a pump just right now. That may be corresponding to the fact that China got some economic data, which did show that their factories are having the highest production that they've had in 10 years. And so that just shows that there is a lot of liquidity coming out of Asia. There is a lot of economic activity going on, and that there may be money available for things like Chinese stocks and crypto, et cetera, et cetera, right? And so, can we sustain that or not? Well, let me go ahead and throw on some daily levels for you. And you can see that we do have the bears won't gain control until around 21,500 here, at which point I would be pretty concerned. We are going to hold that upward momentum. You can see day after day after day after day after day after day, the candle closes, the candle bodies have always been holding this current momentum level of 23,100 and let's just say 45, right? So guys, that level has been super important to hold, and as long as we hold that, I really am not afraid, right? Okay, again, we can go back to the parallel channel that I was drawing, and you can see that we could have a couple more days in this area. As long as you hold that line, we're still going to be skimming off of this bottom, and then it's going to be make or break time. Okay, so we're just still getting a little bit of sideways action. Again, no need for a daily video for that kind of stuff, okay? I already mentioned all of it back here. I don't need to waste your time. You don't need to waste your time. Enjoy life. I'm trying to do that a little bit more. And I did take a bit of profit off of the table. Took about $5,000 of profit yesterday, just in case. And of course, I always remind people you need to pay yourself in this industry. If you're a trader, you need to make sure to pay yourself, okay? Don't be working for free. If you did a month's work, try to get a month's pay out of it, right? Guys, we do see the general daily continuation doesn't really pick up basically the MACD until we're above 23,850, where we'll also get some additive momentum, which should give us a little bit of a pop actually above 23,890, but it's only above 23,983 where we have the volatility pivot at our back, which gives us that best chance for the bulls to regain control, which won't happen until we're at 24,850 eight. And so, guys, if you do want to just remain a bit neutral, let's say that you haven't really thrown a lot in yet, then you might want to wait until we're above, let's just say 24,000, right? And if you do want to have that best chance, then above 24,858. Of course, I was talking about how the 4-hour bulls, we always do a daily chart analysis, but the 4-hour bulls, we're looking to take control over here. We did give them that opportunity, even though everything else was looking pretty bearish, and you do see all these red candles to the downside. And hey, they won. Okay, so the parallel channel held up. Thank you, 4-hour bulls. And now it's up to the day bulls to step back in and see if we can get over these thresholds and just break to the upside. And so again, like if you entered here, that was a great play based upon the 4-hour, but the daily is still not really 100% there yet. If we do want to just put a little bit of momentum visualization on that, we can take a look at the EMAs. And of course, we do see that price is above the 9, it's above the 4, it's above the 21, bullish, a bullish, a bullish, and also above the 200. So also bullish. And guys, that is a good look. If we do close above 23,500, we will be in a technical EMA squeeze, possibly to the upside, sort of like what we had here. I don't know if it'll be that dramatic, but we'll still have a squeeze very similar to that. And so again, like the end of the day tomorrow, closing in 18 hours, will be pretty significant for determining the direction of the daily bulls or bears there, guys. What we don't want to see is really to fall below 23.5, and I'd say 23,300 is kind of where I would get a little bit uneasy. Now, we were already there. I told you guys we do have that parallel channel, and if you guys weren't listening to me about that parallel channel, you probably wouldn't understand that we would have had a likely bounce in that region, and so you could have had some fear there. Likewise, I think we could do a couple more of these candles. We don't have to, but we could do it. And, I still wouldn't be afraid until we start breaking, again, that 23,000 and not really too dramatic until under 22,500. So, you can pick your own stop loss. I'm not going to manage your risk for you. What you can see very clearly is that we are being limited right here. See this rejection, right? Rejected, 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 rejected. Rejected, rejected, rejected again, right? We pumped up and we got rejected again. So this mid channel here, this mid line, it does like to reject us, but also it likes to prop us up also. So it's just kind of a thing that's in the way, basically. And we just got to poke at it a few times. Maybe we can poke a hole through it. Otherwise, of course, the only other option is down. Guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these indicators. And of course, we were following that limitation on the move on the crown jewel. Well, we can see, of course, that we are starting to get a little bit of a rounding here on the daily. We do like to see that as a possible front runner to a turnaround, which could be to the upside. However, this is no guarantee. It can very easily continue to the downside. As you can see, like right here, right, it turned up and then it turned back down. So just giving a little kink in this doesn't really change anything. We want to see a white signal and then a teal signal going to the upside. We just don't have that yet, so we do not have any confirmation on the daily there. We do have this drive of hidden bullish divergence that was put in that is forming a little bit of a double bottom on this RSI, and so perhaps we could push through the EMA on the RSI, and that could be that little pop that gets us back to the bullish control zone, which, by the way, for the last couple episodes, I've been talking about this move possibly happening here. So again, we are on the lookout for that RSI recovery. And then if we look at the Stokes, you can see that we are pointed to the downside. So that's not in our favor yet, but we are getting a little bit of a curve on that. So again, things are looking possible for a turnaround. Maybe we can find our way above that midline on that channel. And that does seem to correspond with this little bit of a kink here in our volatility. On the last episode, I was talking about how our volatility was going to send us to the downside. And you can see that that's what happened. We got sent to the downside. And now with this little bit of a kink, several days later, I mentioned that probably we couldn't move to the upside until this volatility pivoted once again. And again, it is direction neutral, so we have to, analyze each pivot on its own. And this hasn't closed yet, so I'm not 100% sure this move is over. But this was a sharp pull up, so maybe it could happen, at any time now. It is a really weird, kind of awkward spot for it to happen, not at the top, not at the bottom. So I'm not really sure how to interpret that. Sometimes these middle ones just end up being fake outs, and so we will have to just monitor that very closely. Volatility is very important in my style of trading. And as you can see, we are getting a little bit of a pop off of the ADX on the DI positive, but all of this is generally just in the consolidation zone. But a nice kind of spring on the RSI there. So, not much to write home about in this little formation, but it is nice to see the green above the red again. Guys, I think I'm going to end it there. Don't really have much else to say. Pretty much I already said all of this up back here. And, we are essentially just getting a little bit of a repeat, right, of this area over here, but it's a little bit of a higher low and kind of a double bottom on a diagonal parallel channel, which has an upside of approximately 25,500, and then some type of a blocker midline here around 24,000, which we already bumped our head into. So, guys, nothing too terrible. It all looks pretty good to me so far. This is what you would want to see. You would want to see a healthy pullback and then just a continuation, right? Some consolidation after a pump and a retracement. What we don't want to see is the breakdown. I remember what I wanted to add to this. We did have the monthly closure, so let's just go ahead and take a look at the monthly. And you can see that This candle here is popping up above the monthly 9. So above the monthly 4, above the monthly 9, a bullish above the monthly 50 also, so bullish. And that does have a technical target up here of a 27,000 should we start squeezing in that direction. And a lot of people want to be very bearish right now, but this would be an awesome formation should we be able to get it. Not 100% sure we're going to get that. There is this kind of open, kind of liquidity down here that could be grabbed. But guys, everything looks fine. Like people freaking out. The only thing I don't like is that our volume seems to be decreasing, and you know, sometimes that front runs a turnaround, right? So we do have to watch to see can we get any volume out of this month, should it be in that positive area, and otherwise we could be seeing something negative for a little while, maybe just a little check back or something. But the lows are still looking good. Everything's holding solid. This looks pretty good to me. So just gonna end it there. That was your alpha for the day. Hope you guys are doing well. It's raining like crazy. It snowed in LA, and that was your alpha for the day. Stay safe and happy trading.